of fun, so listen up. Yesterday, we waived the rule that you had to be within your transport configuration when you came onto the field. This was to save time. We will remain in that situation today at the discretion of our field supervisor. Field supervisor is waving his arms right over there, so if you are unclear on this, talk to him, but you will be allowed, as long as it's safe, to pre-assemble your robot before you bring it onto the field. If you pre-assembled, you may also take the robot off the field to disassemble outside, again, as long as it's safe. This is to save a little bit of time. Second point, yesterday we went through quite a few connection issues with driver stations, IP addresses, firewalls, things of that nature. Our assumption today is that's all been worked through, so you should have your driver station in the correct configuration, and if not, if you're making changes, we will not be taking time to resolve those today, so you really want that to be right. On the timing, you're expected to be leaving the field within 60 seconds of when your wheels touch down, right? So touch your wheels down, put your robot together, get it turned on, and exit. We will be enforcing that rule a little bit more firmly, so you would need to be off the field within 60 seconds, and then after the match, you have 60 seconds to collect your belongings and exit the field. We have one more point that Nathan wants to speak to, which is a question around the loading chutes. Nathan.
Thanks, Tim. Good morning, everybody. Thanks, you're too kind. I'd like to do a quick overview of rules G6 and 6-1. And to help me out, here is Ben. So just to get everybody on the same page, rule G6 says, a single alliance member may not be in contact with both a tote and the chute door simultaneously, directly or through the use of any object except for via normal operation of the chute or chute door. Violation is a foul. So, Ben, as you are opening the chute door, make sure you are not touching the tote. Thank you. If it happens that the tote jams in the chute, a good thing to do is keep holding the chute door open. So let's say it jams like that. If you are holding the chute door down on top of the tote and you're unable to let the tote slide through to the field, keep holding the chute door up, raise it as high as you can. If the tote is jammed on its own, shake the housing of the chute. Do not touch the tote and the chute door at the same time. And if the tote lands on something in the field and is unable to fall all the way to the floor, you need to keep holding the chute door open until something clears that obstruction on the field. I think that covers it. G6-1, just to quote it for everyone, drive teams may not use any object to prop the chute door open. Violation is a foul and yellow card. If egregious or repeated, red card. So because it's a safety issue, we have no discretion to give warnings. It's an automatic foul and yellow card every single time. So be absolutely sure you do not prop the chute door open, even with a tote. Thanks.
Thank you, Nathan and Tim. So teams, we just wanted to thank you for your continued gracious professionalism that has been demonstrated throughout the competition, and we just want you to keep it up as the competition intensifies. Mentors, coaches, and volunteers, your voice is really important to FIRST. And at the end of the season, there will be an email containing the FIRST volunteer survey, and we request that you fill it out so that FIRST events can keep on getting better. And now I would like to introduce Dale Gehring, the Director of Corporate Business Systems for ESCO Corp. And past Chairman of the Association of Manufacturing Excellence, and the current Board Chair for the Clackamas Academy of Industrial Sciences.
Well, good morning. What a great atmosphere, and I can just feel the energy and excitement, and just congratulations on the efforts that you had yesterday. What I'd like to do this morning is start you off by taking you back in time and technology to the 1800s. In the 1800s, it wasn't the selfie, it was the photograph that was invented. And it wasn't the internet, it was the telegraph. And A new technology was coming into being that was replacing the horse, or starting to, but it wasn't the automobile, it was the steam locomotive. It was a time that stirred the human spirit. There were possibilities of promise of life in the West. But to go west took a lot of preparation, because the trip from Independence, Missouri to Oregon City was more than 2,200 miles and took over 6 months. It was an arduous journey, crossing the rivers, deserts, mountains, and rafting down rapids. It was a race to get to the Cascade Range and into the Willamette Valley before winter set in. Between 1840 and 1869, more than 400,000 people made the largest human migration across that 2,200-mile stretch. The early pioneers came from all walks of life: farmers, businessmen, teachers, tradesmen, and every one of them was willing to leave the known for the promise of opportunity in the West. So I ask you, when did they become pioneers? Was it when they started their journey and left Independence, or when they arrived in Oregon City? And I would say that they were transformed during that trip. They learned how to survive the unknowns of the next 10-mile day through ingenuity, teamwork, and perseverance. Their days on the trail prepared them for the hardships of crossing the Cascade Range and surviving the first winter. I'm sure there were those that wanted to turn back but couldn't, or those that didn't know what they had signed up for and had no idea what they were getting into. But in the end, they learned to get up, travel the next 10 miles, and build the skills they needed to survive and the capabilities that they didn't have or didn't exist at the beginning of their journey. Although we are not part of that overland migration, our world is changing ever more rapidly. You see, technology finally caught up with the pioneers. In 1869, the Transcontinental Railroad reduced the trip to days, and instead of the better part of a year. But the move west was first led by the human spirit of discovery and made possible by teamwork and skills learned 10 miles at a time. I want to commend each and every one of you for the preparation, teamwork, and skills that have brought you here. Those are the things that will carry you forward on your journey in an ever-changing and exciting future.
I would now like to introduce Dwayne Melancon from Fire.
Hello, everybody. So I appreciate the value of a checklist, so I'll get my checklist out here. I want to talk with you a little bit about what it's like to develop software and work with engineers all day, and give you some perspective on that. I'm from a company called Tripwire, and we focus on cybersecurity. We're based in downtown Portland, and we do business all over the world. We've got about 450 people in our company, and about 200 of those are